This is sisters Ashley and Angela.
And this is Sister Rooy. Welcome back to Sister Rooy.
What's up?
I hope everyone had a fabulous 4th of July because we did.
We did. We finally got to see each other.
After a long hiatus.
Very long. Which we'll fill our listeners in on this episode.
What is very long to us? Was it like 2 weeks?
That was very long. Yes.
We
didn't see each other.
We say we didn't see each other, but we mean in person because there were plenty of communication.
Yes, so much communication. To a point where I needed a break from your communications.
You said from
maybe
your
2
phone.
straight days. Yeah.
You said you just put the phone away for 24 hours.
I was done getting updates / updating my sister on the illness that had spread.
That had taken us down.
So do you want to enlighten us, or do you want me to start?
Well, it all started
when you asked me to babysit.
When I asked you to babysit. Which I feel like we might have mentioned before that one of your gripes with one of my doctors is that they don't allow children to come in.
The doctor policy is horrendous for a gynecologist.
Yes, for a gynecologist, even when you are pregnant, they just don't even allow kids into the offices. So I would have actually kind of liked Ace to see a sonogram because that would have been really cute.
Yes, Emma got to come into mine.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Did not get to have that moment. But it's whatever. I showed him on my phone later.
You had a follow-up doctor's appointment. And I said, yes, I will watch your boy.
Yes. Ace was in daycare, summer school, whatever, for that day. And so I only needed your assistance for Sam.
Yes.
And so you said yes. You'll watch the boy. That was actually right after we had just recorded, too.
Yes, the day after.
Some previous episodes. I had gone to see Mom and Dad, and Sam was sick the entire time there, just really hot, feverish, but that was it. And this boy just always is getting his teeth. And so a lot of times I just think he's teething.
Because the boy is teething.
Yes, and he is just a puddle of drool.
Poor boy.
And so then the next day, Angela is watching my boy while I go to my appointment, and I drop Ace off at school, and I luckily get into his pediatrician just to rule out an ear infection because he was a little bit extra fussy, and he's also gotten a fever with ear infection too. So
I forgot you brought him into the doctor, too.
Went into the doctor, and we ruled out everything. He was fine. His ears were clear. His mouth was clear.
His skin was clear.
His skin was clear. I took one photo to show Angela, like, oh, my poor boy is so clingy, and then he's just cuddling with me in the waiting room.
Oh, yeah.
And on the back of his arm or leg, I noticed a dot.
Yes, you saw a dot, which Ashley thought might be the beginning of chickenpox because I'm 99.9% sure that my boy had chickenpox like 3 weeks ago. A very mild case.
Even though, yeah.
But I never got it confirmed because I was traveling with my boy and we weren't close to our pediatrician to be able to bring him in.
Yeah, and Sam had gotten the first dosage of the chickenpox vaccine.
Yes.
And so I was like, what is this? And so at the doctor, I'm like, well, he also had a bad diaper rash, and then he had this now dot that I had noticed. And I was like, is this anything to be concerned? And by this point, Sam is upset. He was over it, even though he was fine while we were waiting. Anyway, he's fine. They just say take Tylenol for his, fever, keep it down, Motrin, whatever.
And you did ask about the dot or so, and the doctor was like, oh yeah, some kids with some viruses can have...
Yeah, it can just be like
really...
a viral infection that will go away.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, the chickenpox is just a viral infection that does just go away.
Yes.
So anyhow, bring him over to Angela's. Go to my doctor appointment. He's there for all day because I actually come home from my doctor's appointment, grab my laptop, and then do editing for the podcast at your house while the boys just run around. I pick up Ace from school, and I have everybody there.
Yes, I really threw you because Sam went to bed and took a really good nap.
Oh, yeah.
I snuggled him because he was hot, and I knew he wasn't feeling the best. When I get to watch Ashley's kid or kiddos, it's always like a nap routine of scheduling. Like, how am I going to go through my day? So at first was, okay, Sam is definitely going to be the first one to go down. So I rocked
Especially because he didn't feel good.
My kids did fantastic with letting me snuggle him more than usual. I put him in the darkest room because I was like, boy needs to have a fantastic nap if he's not feeling great. And I put him down, and he slept more than... Even when you were done with your doctor's appointment, you came.
Oh, yeah. I think Ace had been with us, too, at that point.
Yeah, because you basically just arrived, and then I was like, okay, don't let Sam see you. I'll change his diaper, whatever, for you. Because
and Ace and I were eating lunch.
Yeah. So... He slept so well.
He slept like over 2 hours.
But we were running up to some logistics of when we wanted to get our next podcast out. And so I was offering more help so Ashley could help edit because she does this first pass. And then I was also trying to do something for a friend who just had a baby, and I wanted to make a dinner.
Oh, yeah. So I stayed even later to just like...
So you were watching my kids while I was able to prepare this meal. And we were just helping each other out. And anyway, poor Sam was the only one that just wasn't feeling it. And you, I think, were starting to just not... You just, like, said you felt like you had a cold or you were coming down with...
You can hear it on the previous
throat.
episodes that we put out. I was, like, sounding lower in my voice. And it didn't help that we stayed up. And so... Yeah. That was one of the times I texted you, like, we're idiots.
Yeah. Chatting away and having a blast, and next day, paying for it. Anyway.
Next day, more like next 2 weeks.
So, yeah, Ashley leaves my house, and you end up sending me a photo of Sam and this lovely new rash that had appeared. Yeah. Which... Before you say anything, I also looked over Sam, like, for extra dots and whatnot, because I was paranoid that, oh my gosh, my boy is giving his cousin
the chickenpox.
So I was like, and I knew what it looked like on my boy, and I was like, I'm looking for any sign, and I didn't see anything. So I was like, I didn't see any rash before this boy left my house.
Yeah, he had like two or three dots at your house. It was like one on the arm, and it was in the back of his arm and the back of his leg, which is why I didn't really notice it until I took a selfie of us cuddling in the pediatrician's office. And so, the next day, I don't know what happened, but they just popped up overnight.
Like daisies.
Overnight like daisies. And it just got progressively worse over the next 48 hours, all over predominantly his legs.
Yes.
And then his arms a little bit, never on his back or torso. And so Angela and I, at this point, are going back and forth, trying to figure out what the heck this is.
You thought there was also a potential allergic reaction to a new sunscreen.
I was just going to say, I did take him swimming at my parents' house before he really started burning up. And so I was like, maybe he's a sensitive boy like his mama. And so maybe he's having an allergic reaction to the sunscreen. Because then I started to notice a dot on his ear. I was like, okay, this is weird. And so, you start Googling things of what dots could be. And it's like measles, chickenpox, and hands, foot, mouth. And so hands, foot, mouth is very predominantly usually on the soles of your feet, the palms of your hands, and in and around your mouth. Mm-hmm. And this boy didn't have it on any of those places until
Yeah.
maybe the fourth day. He had maybe 3 dots around his mouth, but I could never see inside of his mouth. But I definitely looked in it when we were at the pediatrician's office, and there was nothing in there. And he did start losing his appetite that day.
Yeah.
Homeboy did not eat a lot. He still hasn't really eaten bananas, and those used to be his favorite.
Oh, no.
And just nothing on the soles of his feet or palms of his hand. And so I just kept being like, what the heck is this? And I was like, well, we will really know if it's hands, foot, mouth come 3 to 4 days from now, because that will be when Angela's kids potentially start having symptoms. Because, again, this boy was Drool City and is at Angela's house over all the toys.
Yep. And I don't really disinfect all those toys after a play.
I mean, no. I mean, we're
it's
just cousins. We're just, I mean, we are building their immunities all the time.
I know.
Just was not expecting hands, foot, mouth.
No.
And alas.
But 3-4 days later, it might have been like right around 3 days, like clockwork. Zach, my youngest, ended up burning up. And I'm like, oh no. He's getting the fever. Then he was real down. He was down for the count for like a day and a half. Solid day and a half. And when my boy is sick, you really know it, because he usually is a little monkey jumping up and down all over you. But when he actually sits in your lap for maybe 10 minutes straight and doesn't really move, he's just big chilling. I mean, it's one of those things. It's so sweet and I love it, but at the same time, the poor boy,
sad.
I know he doesn't feel good. And anyway, he had day and a half. Didn't feel great. His fever went up. The worst part about it is he does not like any children's Tylenol. I never really give it to him that often, and I have tried 2 different flavors now, and boy just wants to spit it out. And I'm like, this isn't going to work.
Flavors they have
So really
Tylenol.
Really got to talk to a doctor about if I ever need to have some kind of fever reduction medicine for him, what are the tips? Because
I gave you some tips. Did you end up trying any of them?
Well, I didn't need it anymore at that point. But I mean, next time, I'll make a smoothie or something, like something to help him get it down. But when it's the middle of the night and you got no food, whatever, to need to prep and have him sucked down, I was at a loss. So anyway.
Fortunately for me, Sam loves the Tylenol. And he's like always got his emotional support syringe. Like, just carries it around with him.
Yeah.
He's like, he'll see it just drying out on the counter of the bathroom and I haven't put it away yet or something, and he'll point to it and be like, can I have some of that?
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't need it. You're ridiculous.
No, but what's really interesting is the fact that all of these symptoms presented so differently. So your boy had the rash more on his legs.
Yeah.
Like from
was
ankle up to thigh, pretty much, all on the back. And then, like you said, there was a little bit around his mouth.
But not a lot.
But not a ton. For my boy, I don't remember what happened first, but he definitely got the dots on the soles of his feet and his palms. But his feet were the worst, and they began to blister. And there was a little bit that went a little higher up on his legs, but also his privates area, like poor boy.
Oh, yeah. By the time you said it was on his privates, it had gotten to that point for Sam. But again, it's just so interesting that they presented so differently among 3 to 4 children and then possibly adults.
I know. Yeah. Because then Emma started getting her fever, I think leading up to, I can't remember.
You could see in her mouth.
Yeah, I can't remember if she was complaining about her throat being sore before the fever.
I think she complained about her throat.
Yeah, because she started talking about pain in her throat, and I, after Googling and anticipating what is about to hit my household, I look in her mouth and I do see the white little dots that are classic signs for hand, foot, mouth. And So I'm like, oh no. And then she gets a fever real bad that takes her out for a day. And I'm like, okay, I'm just waiting for this fever to kick. But she is also then mimicking her brother. She loves to mirror all of his actions and behaviors because she sees that he doesn't like the Tylenol. And I have given this girl Tylenol before to know that she has been fine to take this. And anyway, she starts just spitting it out. Like, oh my gosh, what is going on?
Terrible.
So my poor kids just didn't want to have medicine help reduce their fevers. So I'm like, okay, they're going to break their fevers. We did showers to help kind of cool their bodies down. And they just had really pathetic days of just generally looking so sad and pathetic. And I felt terrible for them.
Did Emma ever get anything on her palms or soles?
She ended up getting more of the tiny red dots on her soles of her feet. Not so much her hands. If there was any, it was like 3 dots. But they looked like your finger ones. Okay. Because they didn't turn into blisters, really, for her, like it did on Zach.
Points.
Yeah, it was super weird. So I'm like, okay, my girl got the back of her throat sores, and I felt horrible for that because when you're seeing at least the adults complaining about how it feels when they have it in the back of their throat. I'm like, this is what my poor girl is going through. And she went for a good 3 to 5 days of saying that her throat hurt. And I believed her because when I did get a chance to see in her mouth, it was bad.
Yeah. I think for kids, the worst part is the mouth, throat, or anything inside the mouth.
Yeah, but at least she could communicate to me.
Because it's not an itchy rash. And it says it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. The only thing is if they blistered and if Zach scratched at, or I put socks on him just in case anything popped. Because if there's any liquid that comes out of the blister, that's what's contagious. And so I was really paranoid. Like, I don't want any of that to pop anywhere.
Gross.
Especially the big one. I sent my sister a picture of one that was on his heel. It was,
it honestly
as big
just
as a nickel
like a blister
on his foot. I know, but for him to walk on it, I just knew it was going to pop. But you know what? That thing never popped. A few of the other ones did, but the biggest one on his heel that I thought would get the most.
Did the ones that pop ooze?
I mean, yeah, it's it's just what you would expect a popped blister to do.
Gross.
It didn't squirt and like really volcano lava it out. It was a slow
ooze.
No, it was a really thick liquid. Like, it wasn't something that really trickled down like a tear out of your eye, you know?
A thick liquid? Let me say, Sam was covered in these things. I never saw him scratch at them, which was also kind of a tell sign that it wasn't chickenpox, because chickenpox are itchy. So I never saw him scratch at them, but they, over the course of, whatever, they show up and then they dry out and become scabby. And so I just put them in pants all the time because I didn't want to feel it.
I know, yeah.
But like his were never they were never a blister that popped.
Yeah.
Blech.
No, it was only Zach's, and then Emma got some weird random dots.
Yeah.
And then, Ashley is checking in every day. We're both checking in with each other. How's Sam? How are you? Because Ashley didn't even go into her symptoms.
I was in denial about hands, foot, mouth for quite a while until you guys had
confirmed that it was.
Until you sent me Zach's foot. Mm-hmm. I'm like, this is it.
You just thought we might have gotten some other virus.
Yeah, I thought we maybe just had some virus and he was having a reaction to the sunscreen or something. But like Ace had said his throat hurt for one day, and I don't know if it was just because he was having FOMO. But yeah. But
he had something.
He had little red dots in the back of his mouth, but it was just little red dots on the roof of his mouth, and it never turned into anything more. And then he had a fever for not even 24 hours. And that was it for him.
Yeah, that's crazy that Ace didn't present with anything.
But he is the oldest, and I have seen that infants, toddlers, are more susceptible to the hands, foot, mouth. And it's rare that humans get it, but I'm pretty sure we all got some sort of symptoms. So then...
Rare that humans get it? You said?
Did I say humans?
Rare that adults get
Adults is what I meant.
Which, I don't know if that's really the case. Given now what I know and what we did, I'll let you go.
I know. It seems to present itself differently in adults.
But
And
also, are adults going in and getting it confirmed? Because we never went into a doctor.
No, again, what are we going to do? It's hands, foot, mouth is also a viral infection. You just wait it out.
I know. I think adults suck it up and don't go in and have it
Confirmed.
diagnosed. So I think really that is an understated... I don't even know. There's not a stat that I have, but I think more people get it than
They think.
we think they think.
Yes. So Sam had his fever Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday I took him into doctor. Friday I had a fever.
And Ashley went down.
And I watched a fantastic movie on Netflix, Voicemails with Isabel. Voicemails from Isabel? Voicemails to Isabel. People have heard of it. Whatever it is, it's freaking fantastic.
Have heard of it.
Best rom-com in more recent times. So good. Anyway, I cried that night just from like not feeling good all day. And then this movie.
She needed
Cried so much. It was fantastic. Saturday, I was like, okay, I'm feeling okay.
Wait,
Gonna
was
do some
this
stuff.
not when you woke up and you were swimming in your bed, you said?
Oh my gosh. Did it start Friday? I don't remember. Saturday, though, I guess I must have sweat because I was like, my fever is gone. I can function a little bit, whatever. And then Sunday happens and it's Father's Day. And we are doing Father's Day things and things to help sell our rental property because we're in the process of that. And we're out and about, and I get hit hard driving around. I'm like, Justin, I am freezing cold, and I know it is blazing hot outside. I was like, I need a blanket. I need the seat warmer on in the truck. And he was like trying to, enjoy his day, and so he was checking out bookstores and stuff. And I'm like, no, do whatever. I'm going to be miserable at home, too. He feels my head, and he's like, you just kind of feel clammy. I get home, eventually, and I'm at, 102.5 or something. Definite fever, and then I was out for, 24 hours. Had a sore throat and a fever, and I was sweating buckets. I was waking up in the ocean, just... absolutely disgusting, no matter what I wore. If I wore nothing, if I wore everything was sweat through. It was the most sweating I've ever done in my life. I lost 4 pounds. And it was, my throat did hurt, but I only ever saw one little dot that turned into anything. And that was the only pinpoint of where it hurt. And I think that's the majority of my symptoms. And then about a few days later after that, I had super tiny red dots on my fingertips. But
you said they were tender or something.
They hurt if I poked on them, with my fingernail. But they didn't hurt for me to do stuff. And I had these prior from all other reactions that I've had with certain antibiotics and whatever. Just with my previous pregnancies, births, and postpartum stuff. And so I was like, I don't know what these are, but if this is any sort of version of it, but I will tell you, they're not popping, but they are peeling now, a week later.
Interesting. Yep, definitely. Hand, foot, mouth.
Yeah, but nothing on the soles of my... Oh, no,
According to Dr. Angela over here and Dr. Google, we're really close on this.
Yeah, I did actually have a couple pinpoint red things on my toes, but nothing on my feet.
Oh, yeah, you said something weird on...
It was only when I wiggled my toes I could feel it. Yeah. Or if I walked, it just felt like I was walking on something, but it wasn't uncomfortable.
Yeah.
and I could still function.
Yeah.
The thing that took me out was my fever. And when I have a fever, I'm just absolutely miserable and pathetic and just don't want to move. And then I lost 4 pounds and then I sweat everything out. I don't think I ate for like 2 days. I had a piece of toast.
I want to lose 3 pounds. That's just all I keep thinking of.
I know.
No, so you have relayed this information to me and Mater. She's daily checking in on us because she had obviously seen Sam sick, and then you followed up with symptoms.
Yeah.
So then after Father's Day weekend, it's Monday, and that's when Zach has come down with the fever.
Yeah.
And then it was a progression of Zach first, and then Emma. I don't know if she was the next day or the following. I could check our texts because we were daily status updates nonstop as things started to appear, which was really funny.
You were the first to know
about everything. And the other thing with Emma, too, she not only had it in her throat and a little bit on her soles, but she had it on her privates, too. And I knew with another friend who said sometimes with girls, at least according to her doctor, she said, yeah, that was an obvious sign, which I wouldn't necessarily have known based on the name of it, of hand, foot, mouth.
Yeah.
Well, so we knew that Zach and Emma had it, and then Jake and I are just thinking, oh gosh, when are we going down? Because everything that I had heard, I only had 2 other anecdotal cases of hands, foot, mouth that I had heard of. One was through you about one set of your friends who they're super busy and they, like, you had plans with them one time, but you kept trying to do something with them, and it was like hand, foot, mouth hit their household, and they were down for a month. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
It went through a cycle.
It was either that or they got it
kids.
twice.
Yeah. I don't know. But that was my first.
I completely forgot that they had that.
That was my first realization that this disease even existed. I had never heard of it. I didn't have kids, I don't think, at the time. So I was like, what the heck was that? But okay, it's really bad. They were down for a month. And then last year, I had a neighbor friend who has a little girl, and she got hand, foot, mouth, and they also got it, the adults. So I knew, and she had it, I think, on her hands and said it was really painful for her to do anything. So those were my 2 instances that I knew of hand, foot, mouth. And I had never Googled it before, but when I am anticipating what potentially could be my symptoms and what could happen and how does it present differently for adults, and then knowing what happened to my sister, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not going to be good. So anyway, my 2 kids get it. And then Jake had 2 days where he had very minimal types of shivers or something at the end of the day. He got to work from home, and Jake
also had FOMO.
Yeah. But he, before I did, had in the evening, after dinner, something weird happened where he put on a sweatshirt and sweats because he got a chill. I'm like, okay, he might be going down. But then the next day would happen, and he got up, and he didn't go down. He was fine. Everything was fine. He went back, did his work stuff. But then the next day, second day in a row, same thing happened. I'm like, okay. But then after that, nothing else happened for Jake. Thank goodness. Because then it was the next day after that I started getting the feverish chill feeling. Yeah. And I don't know what it is, because it's been a while since I've had something take me down for a bit. I think I might have had COVID when I was pregnant, and I was really fatigued.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've had one other instance where I came down with the chills for a fast 4 hours. It was the weirdest thing. Weirdest thing. I woke up in the middle of the night, 4 hours straight.
I feel like I remember that.
Crazy chills. Jake was trying to help me. I was so emotional about it because it was about to be a vacation week or something, or it was in the middle.
Yeah.
And talking to Macher, I honestly chalk it up to stress or something because I didn't have any kind of weird caffeine withdrawal, whatever. But I didn't come down with any sickness because Jake and I were really worried after I could not stop shaking for 4 hours. Anyway, that was the last time that I had something weird happen that I was worried I was coming down with some sickness. I don't even know. But then this happens, and I think a lot of it was I might have been in my head, too, with
Absolutely.
the things that I was Googling and starting to go down the rabbit hole of what happens with the progression in adults for hand, foot, mouth disease. And then I get one day bout of chills and whatnot. I'm taking ibuprofen or something, and I start to feel better, and I just weirdly sweat all in my neck. It was the weirdest thing. And then I saw dots start on my throat. I was like, crap.
And so it begins.
This might be the beginning. And then the next day, it was kind of like if I wasn't on ibuprofen and it wore off, then I would start to get the feverish chills again. But if I was medicated, it tapered off and it was okay. I never woke up with a
so funny
sweaty...
because for me, I had to be medicated to actually fall asleep because I was shivering and like uncomfortable from the shaking.
Yeah.
For me to, and I could actually feel it kick in. Like, okay, thankfully,
Yeah.
this is kicking in. My fever will go down, and I was sweating through having medication.
It's crazy. Crazy. I mean, I was definitely just instantly feeling better. And I was trying to limit everything because I never take, you know me, I barely take medicine if I can help it because I'm still breastfeeding. And so I hate taking anything
I will
outside
say,
of natural whatever.
I will say, I take Sudafed for like sinus infections or congestion. Mucinex and I don't get along, so I always turn to Sudafed. And so I had the chills and the sinus pressure on Friday, and we had run out of Sudafed. I was like, Justin, I need you to go get me Sudafed. And so he went, got Sudafed for me, came back and said something to me, and I just didn't hear him right because he was like, yeah, this one's great. You can take it every 4 to 6 hours. And in my brain, I heard 46 hours. I was like, what the heck kind of Sudafed is this where I can take it every 2 days? And like, not even 48 hours. I heard 46. And so I'm
Slightly
sitting
under 2
there,
days.
and I open it, and it's a Walgreens brand too, or some. I think it was Walgreens that he went to, and so it wasn't even Sudafed brand, but it was, you know, their off-brand, whatever. And so I take it out of the box, and I'm looking at these pills, and I'm like, what the heck are these? Like, they're so tiny, and different color, whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I pop one of those, and then I say something the next day, like nightfall again, where I'm just like, my fever was gone on that Saturday, but my head and pressure was still there. And I was just like, I just cannot stand this pressure. And he was like, take Sudafed. And I was like, because it did work. And I was like, I can't because the one you got me was every 46 hours. And he was just like we both just died laughing on the miscommunication, misunderstanding of it all, because he was like 4 to 6 hours, 4 to 6. And we were just dying laughing. And then we found out later that you were supposed to take 2, and I was only taking one. But the one was helping, so you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, "You're supposed to take them more frequent. That's why they're so small." It was really funny. That was a funny blunder.
But luckily for me, I didn't pay attention to any of the timestamps of when I was taking the medication, but the drugs, whatever. But Jake was the one who was like, no, you took it this time, so this is when you need to take it. And then I'd be off like an hour, and he'd be like, you need to stay medicated so that you can just not deal with the fever. And so
It was crazy because you could tell when it wore off.
Yes, you really could, because it was instant.
Yeah, I don't feel like any other time I've had a fever, Tylenol worked like this. It was the strangest thing.
So weird. But some time between my day 1, day 2 of the fever aspect of my symptoms, I remember texting you and anticipating the horrors of what were to come. Because I'd already seen my children, I'd heard from Ashley, and I went down the Reddit rabbit hole.
Yeah, and anyone you talk to that knows adults that have it or had it, all say it's terrible for adults.
Yes.
Because I also had to cancel swim lessons for Sam with Becky, and I showed her a picture because I was like, we look diseased. I don't know what we are confirmed yet, but like, he's not well. I am not well. Life has taken me down. And so I showed her the photos, and she's like, that looks like hand, foot, mouth. And I've had friends and adults who have gotten it, and it is bad. I'm like, cool, thanks. Reassuring. So then Angela goes down the Reddit rabbit hole and shares it with me.
Which was, what did I say? I said, this is comically horrific.
Yeah, you did. It was
like, there were, we can pull up a few, but off the top of my head, the ones that freaked me out the most, I did childbirth unmedicated, and some people had commented that it is as painful, if not like just second to childbirth. And I'm like, crap. Like, are you kidding me?
I was sitting there Googling all the type of rashes that I've had from reactions from other medications that I've had. So I had, I don't know what it stands for off the top of my head because it's in a note on my phone, but I had AGEP, AGEP. It was a type of rash that was covered all over my body from a reaction from a drug that I had during Ace's birth. And I was like, what is the comparison of that rash to hands, foot, and mouth rash for adults? And they said AGEP was worse. And I was like, thank you, I have survived before, and I will prevail.
Survived the crash.
Survived the burn. Survived the worst, yeah, baby, but we learned to never get hands, foot, mouth again.
Hopefully, never. But then the other comment was...
It's probably the same one that I have in my brain.
About the loss of toenails.
Fingernails.
Or fingernails. Yes. I was like, oh my gosh.
And I can
happened weeks after.
Yeah, I can totally see how it happens too. Because I told you that mine started peeling. They're not blisters, but they peeled.
Ugh.
And I don't know what it is about the tips of your fingers, but it goes around your cuticles. And I showed you Sam's feet. So what's interesting, again, is that Sam never had it on the soles of his feet or any dots or anything on his palms. And around his toes right now, around his finger to his toenails, they're peeling like crazy. And I'm just trying not to touch them and let them heal. But if he's from a bath or like from the pool, it's bad.
Ew.
And it's like weeks after. And again, he never had any sort of oozing. Or even any sort of blisters or dots on his hands and feet. And a week later, 2 weeks later, whatever it is.
That's crazy.
I can totally see how it happens. But out of everybody, I told you I was in denial for a little bit, but Justin was like heavily in denial.
He's always in denial about anything. I don't know how he thinks what he has or how he doesn't think he has something when he totally does.
So I showed him Zach's foot and I was like, this is it. This is what we have.
What was his response?
And even then, he was like, I don't know. And so then maybe he was like a little bit more on board, but then I showed him the Reddit article, or Reddit rabbit hole.
He believed the Reddit rabbit hole over
Well, he was more so just like, I just didn't think adults could get it.
Oh, that the adults could. But oh my gosh,
But the Reddit rabbit hole, he read a few of them and he was like, oh my gosh.
let me just.
But the fingernails one stuck with us all.
It was just
And I can totally see how it happens weeks after.
It was just how everybody said. I just read everything in such dramatics. It was amazing. Let me see if I can just find one.
Well, to end with at least all of the people, Ace was like the least affected out of anybody.
Yeah.
And he was barely down for 24 hours and did not understand or like want to understand that mom and dad were not well, or that mom wasn't well and dad needed help. Like, he just was so unhelpful. I don't know what it was, but he just was not about staying home. I don't know. And then, yeah, so Justin is the last one who's sick, and he is still just sick with a cough.
Yeah, he's got something.
And I don't know if it's what we had plus another thing, but anything that he gets targets his lungs. He has asthma, and he's just always had problems with
even before
oxygen.
COVID times.
Yeah, he's had asthma since he was little.
Yeah, the asthma part. I was like, I wondered if he ever got COVID and it was something that
he even
remarkably different.
Yeah, no. Even pre-COVID, even if he had a sinus infection or a cold, everything hits his chest and lungs, and you can like hear it. Yeah. It's just phlegmy from deep within. But he said that his throat hurt, but he never had anything in his throat that would have looked like hand, foot, mouth.
Okay.
And then he's never had dots. He never had a fever. But yeah, he's still right now just has this cough that just isn't allowing him to sleep, which I guess what else is new at this point for him. So who knows? He had a work trip while Sam and I were coming down with this, because he was gone. So I don't know if he just maybe picked something up on top of that while traveling, but who knows at this point for him.
Who knows? I think he has moved on and it has morphed into something different.
Yeah.
He caught something.
Yeah.
From New York.
Oh my god. What'd you find on Reddit? To close us out.
I mean, this isn't the best one, but I got this about a decade ago. It was pretty much the worst sickness experience of my life. I'm sorry to say. As some have said, I lost my nails and the skin off of my hands. Ugh. That wasn't necessarily the worst of it, though. For several days, my hands itched and hurt so bad that I needed to try to sleep with an ice pack between my hands to try and numb them. Best of luck that you don't get it quite that bad.
Best of luck. Yeah, it's like the ones that are like saying they've had it and they are like, good luck to you, because it's terrible.
It's just ridiculous. I didn't really Google this, and I'm just curious with how your oldest boy didn't get it. I'm wondering if there's any way... Well, obviously, there are some people who can have the virus or whatever, but they have no symptoms. So it's like people just walking around.
I mean...
You never know what they can have.
You literally tried to kill me with strep throat when we were younger.
I know.
You had no symptoms of strep throat, and
yeah.
I just had it back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
You made my tonsils like this because they are stressed out about having strep throat back to back to back to back to back. Which at one point we also thought Ace might have had strep throat because of the dots.
Yeah.
But yeah, from that Reddit post, I went and Googled hands, foot, mouth for adults, and the pictures ain't.
You told me not to look at pictures, and I did not look for pictures.
Nope.
But it had me thinking, because I was just like, well, I hear about hands, foot, mouth from a lot of kids who are in school or daycare. And I was like, is there a chance that that's how Sam got it from Ace? But, I mean, it's everywhere. I had follow-up questions to the doctor, because one gripe, and we won't get into it, but we were trying to get a hold of our doctor's office. We have the same doctor's office.
It's a miracle I got Sam in the day I did get him in.
I know, yeah, but we can never call in for sick days. We honestly should go to different doctors, whatever, but we love our actual doctors. It's the admin staff that sucks. But regardless, I finally signed in and got onto their portal messaging system. And long story short, she didn't go into a ton of detail because it was like, hey, this is going to take a lot more to talk through, and there's more nuances that we should discuss in a doctor's visit versus just this message board. But she was just like, I mean, the viruses are always going to be in our environment. They're out there.
I know. You can get it just from taking them to a grocery store.
Yeah.
But I am convinced he got it from an indoor play area that we took them to 4 days prior to symptoms appearing.
Oh, way to go. Well,
I won't be taking Sam to one of those places in a long time because clearly Ace had no issues with that strain, at least. But we've taken Ace to plenty of these like indoor play areas or like trampoline parks, and he will get sick, but he's never gotten hands, foot, mouth. And that took us out for a good 12 to 14 days. Justin's still kicking with something.
well, yeah, and it really kicked us because we ended up getting it.
Yeah.
And we probably could have seen each other sooner, but the fact that we were the domino effect, we weren't going to try sharing our germs because, as our doctor confirmed, you can get hand, foot, mouth disease a second time. Don't want that.
Well, there's different strains of it. You won't get the same strain. It's like the flu.
Yeah. But will I be wiping down a grocery cart in the future more often? Yes, I will. Because I don't want this.
Won't be taking Sam to these places because right now homeboy just wants to touch everything and lick everything because he's teething.
And he's a thumb sucker.
Oh yeah, that was actually the worst, was his thumb. That was the only one that had blisters because he had to suck on it. And I was like, what do I do if my boy sucks his thumb with hands, foot, mouth? And they're like, there's nothing really you can do because it's their comfort.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks fine now, but it was real gross for a second there.
But yeah, we survived. Don't recommend. Highly don't recommend.
Highly don't recommend. But we did survive. We got each other sick. Could have hung out. Didn't. And,
yeah, it really just made us laugh. Not that I would really ever wish this upon anybody, but Ashley over here was saying, the best way to be sick is to get your sister and their family sick so that you can just still hang out together because you are just all sick with the same sickness.
to be fair, we have been sick all at the same time with some sort of cold or something, and we do still hang out.
You know, the commiserating together was fun for like 2 days.
Yeah, so fun. We survived. Let us know if you've had hands, foot, mouth, and if your fingernails fell off.
Yeah, but please don't send pictures.
Nope. Don't want to see that. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in. Follow us on our socials for all our sister nonsense.
We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube at Sister Rooy.